Wait till I tell you about the psychology of grocery stores. That'll freak you out too.
I was just gonna ask you that. Like,
What's that?
I was gonna ask you, have you ever been to the psychology department to ask about this stuff?
Oh, I can tell you, there's a reason why grocery stores do what they do. All right. Because if I have a can of Campbell's chicken noodle soup that I bought at Walmart and I bought at Kroger, they taste the same, right? The only difference is price. So why would you shop Kroger versus Walmart? Well, it's the perishable department. And what department do you always walk into when you go
Fruits
to the
and
grocery
vegetables,
store?
produce.
Produce. Why? Because they make more money in produce. And they keep you around the corner, the edges of the store, because that's where they make their money. And if I were to call up my PhD mentor who's now living in North Dakota, you know, where they had there's something up there. I was really good with this. But not.
And you'll break the light.
But what happened in North Dakota this week? We got a foot of snow. Here, if we get snow, what does everybody do? Milk and bread. And where's the milk at? It's always in the back corner. Why? Because you're going to pass 15 things you didn't know you could live without while you're trying to get the milk. That's all the psychology. And there's more to it. We don't have enough time to go into that. But I'm going to take this loin out of here and make this a boneless or New York strip loin. And so I'm just going to come here and follow this backbone. Now, I'm going to cut along here and kind of pretend it. What's that? Kansas City strip, yes.
Maybe a Kentucky strip.
Kentucky strip. That's what we can start doing, calling it Kentucky strip, yeah.
And are you gonna cook this up, or are you just gonna?
I think Dr. Rusko is going to cook these up. I'm surprised he hasn't come over here and grabbed some of this stuff already.
Thank you so much, sir. You're the one who raised the yak. Wow.
So these were harvested at Central Kentucky Meats, right?
Right.
Yeah. So that's down in Casey County. That's Jerome Salia is the owner of Central Kentucky Meats. Good guy down there. Been in business for about 20 years. So again, I'm just following the bone. Now there's not a big bone in here like it says this is a rib, so I'm going to have to kind of pretend. But I'm also taking a little bit of this nasty stuff off here as well.
So when I'm taking a deer or heifer from my freezer, you know, they say, well, they're going to let it hang for, you know, so many days.
Yeah.
Yeah. In that thing, too.
Yeah, these guys, now, what he's talking about is aging, all right? We age carcasses to make them more tender. I probably wouldn't age this, dry age it where I let the carcass hang there for more than maybe 5 to 7 days. And the reason being, he doesn't have a whole lot of fat cover on him. And if we let him dry age like we would a beef cattle for 2 weeks or better, they've got more fat on them and they protect it. If they don't have much fat on them, we're just making great big pieces of jerky. All right? So if I wanted to get a little bit longer age period on that, I could dry age it for about 5 days, put it in a vacuum bag, put it in the refrigerator, let it wet age in there. You know, so that's why you see that kind of stuff. Does that make sense to folks? Any other questions while I'm doing this? So I'm going to take this fat cap off of here. It's kind of nasty once you guys try this stuff. But this would be your strip steak or your top loin. For Missouri, it'd be a Kansas City strip. We're here in the East Coast, it'd be a New York strip. If you guys want to call it a Kentucky strip steak, you could do that as well.
Are the benefits of receiving back the entire carcass like this and cutting it yourself besides just the desire to do it yourself or to have your own?
Well, it depends. What do you want to do with it when you cut it? You want to sell it?
No. If we were just to use it for ourselves.
Yeah, you just use it for yourself. There's nothing wrong with taking it home and cutting it up. You know, but you got to realize this is one loin versus a 300-pound carcass.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of work. If you don't have the equipment, it can be a little bit of a challenge.
Well, womb.
I'm sure if it retains something or if it's
What's that?
made it taste better somehow or whatever.
It always tastes better when it's yours, right?
As far as if you have an animal that you know is going to be a meat animal, go for your castration.
Yeah.
Sure, at time. A good age for castration,